Good morning, y'all. It's Brooke at Cog Hill Farm. Got my, I don't know if I'm gonna call him a buddy, but sometimes I'll call him my buddy, Nugget, back behind me. And I see something going on back behind me. Don't know if y'all can see that white spot down there, but that would be a goose. And she appears to be laying an egg, which her mate is standing guard. So that tells me that I gotta get down there today and, well, just take a peek, make sure there are eggs there, and then make a phone call over to Miss Catherine, who's got a little bit more room in the incubator for a few more eggs. So we're gonna head on over to the barn, and when she gets up from laying her eggs, hopefully Catherine will be available if there is more than one, and she can run over and gather. All right, buddy, you got your food, you ready? Goldie's over there. Y'all run along, go play. So temperatures are gonna be warm today. It's feeling really like springtime. I feel like it's kind of a false springtime. We've got some 80s, upper 80s this week, and then it's gonna be a cool off, but the grass is growing, things are greening up. I hope where you are, you're having good weather as well. Excited to say that Jason and I, along with Caden, got all the hay spread out over the rock area where we added some topsoil and put some seeds down. I think y'all can see right here that it is indeed covered well. The rain did not wash any of the seeds away, not in any big numbers anyway. We can still see some seeds down there. So much so, we felt so good about it that I got Mr. Greg to come and bring another pile of dirt. So the boys, meaning Rocky and Bandit, are back enjoying their pile of dirt. I've already fed this morning because I got to get up early and bottle feed baby goats. But when I did come out first thing, they were sitting on the top of the mountain. And it makes me wonder if I don't need to make them like a permanent mountain somehow. Obviously, I don't want a pile of dirt sitting in the yard all the time, but they like to be up high, so maybe we should build them like a platform, like a livestock lookout. That would be interesting. Wonder how Jason would feel about that. Livestock lookout, Rocky and Bandit. Y'all remind me of that. I was headed to the barn, Pookie, but you look so beautiful out here grazing that I had to stop and let everybody come see you. You got some shavings on your back. Obviously, you laid down during the night. Got to get Marycarl out here to brush you off today. She's enjoying keeping you in tip-top shape. So we also are going to have to limit your grass intake. You're not going to be a happy girl about that, but Dr. D said you cannot stay on pasture all day. So I'm not sure what's gonna eat all this grass. Maybe we should just let the goats over here and put Pookie up and give her some hay because, well, she could founder or she could colic, and we don't want that to happen. So it is an option for us to walk the goats around the backside of the barn, let them come over here and eat this grass because, you know, it's a good thing to have too much grass, but sometimes it can be a little trouble. So I came back through the pasture and I was gonna go out the stall, but I see something that I know y'all will wanna take a peek at, and that's Miss Peaches. She has made her a bed here out of Pookie's extra hay that Pookie's spoiled. She just wants to eat the alfalfa out of it and discard the horse hay, but Peaches does not mind. Peaches decided that, well, that's okay. If you want to waste the hay, and I'm not going to consider it wasted. I'm not going to dock your pay because I can make a nice bed out of it. Right, girl? And it is warm, so she's decided to make these beds outside in the covered stall versus inside. And she has some neighbors, and I think y'all know that, but the baby goats are next door. So let's go take a peek at them and see how they are doing this morning. Need to get Peach's empty bowl up where I fed her earlier. before we go over, take a peek at some babies. I bet they're snoozing. Yes, they are. Hey, babies. Hello, sweetness. So they are taking the bottle very well. And Mr. Marty here, Mr. Marty Macadorable, as one of his new owners says, he's thinking that I've brought him a bottle now. Buddy, it's not time to eat. It's only been, well, let's see, it's been 2.5 hours. And you gotta wait just a couple more. I'm feeding it 4 times a day right now. And they are actually over a week old. And they're both doing very well, despite her just getting up and grooming herself. No diarrhea, just adapting very well, not crying for mama. I kind of feel like, you know, they have figured out that a human's gonna take care of them. I do not think Paris will be able to take the babies back. She's improving dramatically, but in her best interest of health, Dr. D and us decided that it's best that these babies just continue to be bottle fed and Paris continue to heal. Marty, you are a mess and you're all legs. Look at you. They've turned into baby goats. They may not be hopping around and jumping right now, but they just woke up. They are absolutely full of it. And the girls and their mama, Miss Jamie, Emma, and Ella are actually coming over today from their hometown, which is about an hour. Where they live is about an hour from here. So they're going to come over today and actually get to bottle feed these two. Get to visit and just see how much they've improved since their last visit. Well, Bramble, Sylvester, you boys are good for nothing. Of course, we already know that. We already know that. Sylvester, you got your eyes on the babies? You gonna babysit? Okay, they're crying because they hear me talking, so maybe you should go in there and comfort them till I get back. Well, y'all may or may not have noticed my shirt. I don't even think that I panned the camera down that way, but I'm about to show you. It is Moody, Matilda, Mildred, and Miss Tater. So obviously Tater has not had her calf yet, or we would have the baby on the shirt. But exciting times ahead because I just knew she was in labor. First thing this morning, I look at the cameras on my phone, and it's a bad thing when I do that because I feel like I gotta hop out of the bed and get dressed because she's in labor every single day. I mean, I'm convinced that she's having the calf every time I look at the camera. These boys here, on the other hand, they don't have many worries. They're not too concerned with much of anything. They are absolutely full of it, full of themselves, and you can see little Opie here is no longer little Opie. Little Opie is big Opie. And Ernest T is big Ernest T. And I tell y'all, they have been such a delight to be around. I just forgot how much fun Nugget was when he was little. And these two together is double the fun. Literally, it's double the fun. There's a bumblebee, and you can see them. They're chasing the bee. They did this the other day when I was out here. Now, Nugget was always terrified of butterflies. So these two, I don't know that they're going to be terrified of butterflies because they were trying to get the bee. And you can see back here, back behind the barn, the grass is the same way. There's a lot of weeds back here, but there's also some grass, and it is definitely growing faster than we can cut it. So, yeah, that's the way I feel about it too, buddy. That's the way I feel about it too. So, I'm not sure if the camera's going to show up very good, but Mildred's out there grazing, Moody's laying down, and Miss Tater, well, she's having her calf, or so I always think she is. You can see her tail swishing around. I've already been out, I've checked her out. There's no signs that she's calving right now, but we will continue to keep a check on her and just update you guys when something does happen, because like I said, I'm no experienced cattle farmer, but I know she's close. Something I haven't talked about very much is emus and feed. And these babies are no exception. So Ernest T had to come and visit and see exactly what's going on. Hey buddy, you can't eat that camera. You cannot eat that camera. But they have access to feed all the time, which is what any growing bird has to have. You don't have chicks or pullets or young fowl without having access to feed all the time. You may not want to have food where they sleep or inside the coop, but when they're growing, they got to have feed all the time. So these guys are eating a multi-purpose starter that is intended for multiple species, and I haven't talked about how much they eat. Now, goodness gracious, they're chasing Bramble. Did you hear that hiss? Bramble made it through the fence. He's safe, he's fine, but it didn't go without him being a little bit leery. So these fellas, they really can eat. I fill this container up, or bowl, that they eat out of with 6 solo cups of feed a day. And they literally consume every bit of it. 6 solo cups, that's a lot of feed. You just wouldn't think that those two, well, they're not little birds, but they're not big birds either. I wouldn't think that they would eat that much. Nugget was one single bird. I don't remember how much feed he went through. So while emus are fun, just know that they are eating a lot. So y'all, this is like the entire family camped out in here. Fifi is Paris's mama, and there are 3 babies in here. You can see little Laura on the right side, little Curtis in the middle, and Red on the outside. They are all in here with Paris. Paris is the first one out of the stall. She goes to the hay bale. She's eating, she's drinking, she's improving, but she's not 100% yet. So I'm glad to see that her family is in there with her and making her very comfortable. Good morning, Matilda. I have not even put your halter on this morning. You've had your breakfast. You've had your Lubricin, which has literally worked miracles for you. Come over here, girl. Walk to me. Show me how much your legs improved. She knows her name. I will tell y'all that. She, Capri and Bootsy are over here having a little powwow. Bootsy, she's one of the oldest goats here, but she still got it. Tip, you got a little mess on your back there. Come here, girl. Come here, Matilda. Show everybody how you can walk. Nope, Mama, not doing it. I'm gonna stand here and eat this hay bale. And she said, you better come up with a solution for another bale of hay because, well, I'm gonna need it. What you think, girl? Capri, just get on up there, girl. I am thoroughly impressed with Martha and Mabel, who are Capri's 2 girls that were born last year. You can see that's Martha right there. This is Curtis. He got up. And Martha and Mabel are so much bigger than Curtis, Red, or Laura. And I'm pretty sure it has to do with the fact that Curtis was a triplet and Martha and Mabel were just twins. But these girls are much, much bigger than Paris was at their age. They are getting on up there. That's the whole family right here. And here comes Miss Paris out to join the herd and eat some hay. She, like I said, y'all, she's not there yet. I have to get Jason to help me get her on the milk stand. Her udder is being milked or stripped down, so to speak, a couple of times a day. And she has her last antibiotic today, providing she continues to improve. Now, this is a 4-day antibiotic. So if she's not dramatically improved and I feel that she needs something else, Dr. D is happy to provide that. But I'm just thrilled that we caught it early and that she's improved as much as she has. And I know y'all are too. I decided since Tater is laying down that we would go over and pay her a visit. I've already been out there one time this morning, but I wanted to show y'all that I know who did it. I was gonna say the cows flipped this over, but I'm not even gonna say cows because you guys know as well as I do who did this. He is the culprit, and that is big man Moody. We have purchased these protein tubs for the second time because we were told by a cattle farmer that it was a good thing for Tater to have. Since she's in her last stage of pregnancy, that the protein tub would benefit her. So we picked up one, and Moody did the same thing with the last one. And I kind of had a feeling he was going to do that with this one, but Jason got it out before we had a plan to secure it. Moody, you didn't have anything to do with that, did you, buddy? I know you didn't. You're such a good boy. What you doing? What you doing all laid out? I think Tater's getting real close, and I'm so glad that you're agreeing to just stay out here with her and be close to her and just babysit and make sure if anything goes wrong that you reach out to us and let us know. You're a good big brother, and we got to get some fly spray on you today. It's already started. I can see the flies on you. I wiped you down good the other day. No problems with getting your fly spray on you. It's good to do it when he's laying down like this because I can put it on a rag and just wipe him all over. He does not like a squirt bottle like many cows don't, so pouring it on a rag and wiping it on him is what we have found works best for this guy. I want y'all to look at his leg here and look how big he is. I mean, he is massive. Sylvester, you go stand in front of him and show how big he is. He is a big, massive fella. But we respect him, and, you know, I feel comfortable with him as long as he's not slinging that head around. Now, if he starts slinging that head and he starts coming towards me, I raise my hands up and I tell him, whoa, and he's a good boy. He backs off, but not taking any chances with him and the possibility of these things right here doing damage. Right, buddy? Yeah, you just a big old puppy dog. So here's Miss Mildred out here in the pasture grazing. Grass is coming in pretty good. We had a soil test done and we're waiting on the results for it. So as soon as they're back, we will see what we need to do to improve the quality of the pasture, because obviously nutrition is key to us as humans and animals. So we want the best pasture that we can offer for our bovine, goats, donkeys, everything. What you doing, buddy? You felt the need to come all the way out here. All right, so y'all see Tater is large and in charge. She's been doing this a lot. She's starting to breathe a little heavier. It's got to be happening soon. I just knew it was going to happen yesterday, which was April Fool's Day. But it didn't happen. I thought it was. I thought she was in active labor. But luckily, I had sense enough to not go get Jason out of the shower, not call Zoe to come over, and actually come out here and check her, because they are borderline thinking I'm a little cuckoo. Y'all probably are too. Well, I'm gonna head back towards the house and I'm gonna go over and see if that goose has gotten up. And if she has, and there's multiple eggs, I'm gonna call Catherine to come over and pick those up if she wants to incubate them. She has 27 in there now, and I think she'll take them, but I'm gonna reach out to her and see. I just gotta know if there's a big clutch or not. Yeah, I see you, pretty girl. I see you. You wanna come see Moody this morning? Do you? Well, she got over here quick, fast, and in a hurry, and I want y'all to look at her leg. While it is a little bit different looking than the other one, it has improved so much. And her mobility is just, it's to a point where I never ever thought I would see her. Even with a visit to Auburn, she is so much better. And there's one thing that I don't like, and that is the way her hoof is growing. I don't know if y'all can see it, but on her right leg, which is the uninjured leg, her hoof is growing to a more of a point. Almost to the point at her young age that she's going to need a trim soon. Obviously, she's probably not going to stand still and let her just trim her hooves. So we got to come up with a solution for how we are going to wrangle, I'm going to say wrangle these cows. I wish she would walk so y'all could see how much better there she goes. When we got her, she drugged that leg. And that's one reason that hoof has grown so much on that one foot. It's because she literally didn't pick it up. So we did a lot of physical therapy and walking her to get to this point. And she's right where we want her. Come here, girl. Matilda, come here. Come on. Come on, big girl. She said, no, Mama, I'm not showing anybody. They know I can walk. They know I can walk. Come on. She no longer uses it like a crutch. It is actually bendable and in use. Well, y'all, I said I was headed back over to check out those goose eggs, but I had to make a pit stop because Mr. Topper here is utilizing one of the big boulders that we picked up for the goats to play on. And here's little Bo Peep, who's the smallest goat we have, on the other rock. Topper, I think you approve, don't you, buddy? Is this boulder coming in real handy for you? You and your friend Bo Peep back in the back? You are just a poster picture of a goat. You don't have your red collar on anymore because it did what it was supposed to. It broke away, and that's okay. You're still beautiful. All right, buddy. I'm gonna go check on some goose eggs, and you keep that rock holded down, okay? All right, y'all, they're leaving away from the nest, so I can see eggs in there. I'm gonna go ahead and call Catherine, see if she can't head this way and gather some eggs. Right, buddy? Has your wife quit laying? I hope so.
There's nothing in there.
Well, y'all, guess what? Just as quick as she gathered the last ones, it was 27 last time. You counting, Catherine?
Yes. So there's 3.
Yeah, let me get your husband away from you. And I'm referring to Nugget. Tony's gonna be jealous.
9, 10.
Look, that one's different. That next one.
Yep.
It's a little one.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
All right, so there were 13 yesterday when I counted. So that tells me 3 more females have laid in this nest.
Do we want to leave her one?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. We are not leaving her any. And I found one yesterday in another place that I got to grab for you.
So that's 15 then.
So 15, and you got 27 in.
Yes.
No. How many was that?
This is 14.
No. This was 17, wasn't it?
No.
So we had to rewind because neither one of us can count. We both, we made it past the 12th grade, but we don't want to talk about the rest of it. So we have 16 here, and I've got 1 in the old side-by-side, so that makes 17. You got 27 in the incubator already. So, Catherine, what does your math skills tell you?
44, and then 10 from my goose makes 54.
54! Do you hear that?
Here's the thing is, I have a really good friend of mine he just bought some property and has a pond, and he was asking me last night if I had geese hatching because he wants some geese on his pond.
Well, I tell you what, you might have more than one.
I said, hit me up in 2 or 3 weeks.
That's right. Well, I'm glad that you're finding a use for them because I certainly do not need them to hatch. Not with the number that I have going on down there. I have 24 that are full grown, and that's a bit much, especially since we're going to start working on the pond soon.
And on my pond is not fenced in, and I went ahead and took 10 eggs from my goose because I'm afraid that a predator would get hurt. If the predator got the eggs, I wouldn't worry so bad, but I don't want a predator to get hurt.
I lost one of our beautiful Sebastopol females many years ago. She was sitting on a nest. I knew she was sitting on the nest, and something got her and her eggs. So you made a wise decision.
No, I'm just trying to protect I'm trying to protect the old girl.
Nugget said, okay, so when you have my wife, Goldie, at your farm with Otis, we will take care and you won't have any predators at your pond.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it because we're talking about going ahead and fencing it in.
That's a good idea.
And, that way
the Loch Ness monsters can swim.
The Loch Ness monsters can swim.
You hear that, buddy? Your little friends, Otis and Ernest T. No, not Otis. Opie and Ernest T. will be out here living with you, and Goldie will be at her new farm where she's going to be happy and have a husband, and you won't have to sit on her mini eggs anymore. The benefit of having a friend that wants to hatch eggs living down the road is she can be here in little or no time. So I'm thankful for Catherine wanting to hatch the goose eggs. She's got 27 in currently. She added 17 today. So that lady has 44 goose eggs that are potentially gonna hatch. That's a lot of geese if they hatch. That's gonna be more than me. I think I have 24 adult geese. No babies, no babies. I love babies, but I have to be disciplined enough to know when to say when. And here's Mr. Bandit. Oh, you got you a bone. Did you get that out of that dirt pile? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was kind of all over the place, but we got a lot going on here. And I just hope that Paris continues to improve. I know you guys do too. And Tater has that calf soon and it's healthy without me continuing to watch a pot that, well, it's eventually gonna boil. I just don't need to watch it. So until next time, y'all be good.